is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
Like a rock, Mark Messier has a hard face. It's a landmark image. A New York monument better left unscratched. This is a city built on unforgettable pillars. The Empire State Building, no longer the tallest in the world, its reputation is etched in stone. Now this address summons Lord Stanley's Cup because of him. Square is at the confluence of the metropolis, a gaudy reminder of New York's spectacular flair. This is where the city celebrates itself and now allows thoughts of the cup again because Mark Messier deemed it.
That's to Kovalev, shot,
The unshakable image of this place is Lady Liberty. It was a gift from the people of France, a symbol of freedom. The Ranger captain says freedom's light may not miss hockey's prize much longer. Messier's performance was simply landmark. A 4-2 victory and a return to New York's sporting shrine for a 7th game. Fittingly, the address is one on 7th Avenue. It's sold out at the Jungle tonight. MSG, Madison Square Garden. This is it. A monster 7th game for a chance at the Cup. The Vancouver Canucks are already in it. Tonight, one team from the East will walk through the door and join them. The Rangers and Devils on even terms tied at 3. But this is MSG, and Messier so good here. Let the Devils beware as the Eastern Championship hits a peak in New York. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC in the 1994 Stanley Cup playoffs from Madison Square Garden in New York. I'm Scott Russell. Well, this is what everyone in hockey waits for, a 7th and deciding game to get to the Stanley Cup final. Chris Cuthbert, John Garrett, and Dick Irvin are up in the booth ready to call this one for you. Rick Bowness, the coach of the Ottawa Senators, is down here with me. He'll have his expert analysis. We are all so excited as broadcasters to bring this to you. But how about the Rangers and the Devils? This is so big for each of those teams. The Devils' story is this: they have never been to the Stanley Cup final before. They want a chance to get there, and they want a chance to build a loyal fan base. And the New York Rangers, there they are warming up. Joey Kocur standing outside their dressing room. The Rangers have been in this league for so long, and they have won so few Stanley Cups. Tonight they have a chance to get to their first Stanley Cup. Since 1979, they haven't won one. Since 1940, it's been 54 years. So many great characters in this story. Mike Keenan, the coach of the Rangers, has been to the Stanley Cup final 3 times. Twice with the Philadelphia Flyers, once with the Chicago Blackhawks. But Mike Keenan has never won a Stanley Cup final. He wants another chance to do that. Jacques Lemaire and Larry Robinson, the coaches of the New Jersey Devils, have won 14 Stanley Cups with the Montreal Canadiens. Now they coach the Devils. They've taught them to win. Can they be champions? And the goaltending has been outstanding in this story. Mike Richter of the New York Rangers, so long living in the shadow of John Van Beesbrook. He has been great in these playoffs. He wants the credit that he deserves. And Martin Brodeur, 22 years old, of the New Jersey Devils, a rookie netminder who has been one of the great stories for his team in these 1994 Stanley Cup playoffs. Throughout the playoffs, Madison Square Garden has been alive with anticipation. The newspapers have talked about the fact that the Rangers have not won in 54 years. There was a time when they thought the Rangers were not going to make it to the Stanley Cup final, when the Devils had them. And here come those New York Rangers. They are led by Mike Richter, their goalie. Mark Messier, their captain, is third in line, number 1 in the hearts of Ranger fans. Here they come to the ice, the New York Rangers.
Ledford along with Dick Irvin and John Garrett in the broadcast booth at a raucous Madison Square Garden. As we're getting set for Game 7, the Let's Go Ranger chant started with 2 minutes to go last night in the Knicks-Pacers NBA playoff game, and they're hitting a fever pitch now, and Mark Messier the biggest reason for that.
There hasn't been a stadium in the sports world to match what's gone on in this one. Counting tonight in 6 nights, this place has seen 3 NBA playoff games, including the 7th between the Knicks and the Chicago Bulls, the defending champions. 2 Stanley Cup playoff games, including this one, the 7th between the Rangers and the Devils.
Pressure time for the goaltenders, awaiting that first shot, and the coaches get this game going. Get rid of the butterflies, make a save, and get the ball.
But first, here's the national anthem, sung by John Cameron. The ghosts of 1940, the other hoping to emerge from the shadows of the big city team. We're set for Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Championship, with the winner going on to play the Vancouver Canucks in the Stanley Cup Final. What a spot for a 22-year-old rookie. Martin Brodeur actually played in the 7th game against New York 2 years ago in relief. Won a 7th game this year against Buffalo. Mike Richter has never played in a 7th game, but he is an enormous reason why we're here tonight. He helped weather the Devil's storm in Game 6 before the amazing comeback in the 3rd period. Bill McCreary in charge of proceedings tonight, with Kevin Collins and Ray Scapanello on the line. The off-ice officials are from the New York Islanders.
Mike Richter really did give his team a chance to win. The New Jersey Devils had 4 2-on-1s while the score was 2-0 before Mark Messier took over and couldn't score on Mike Richter.
Mark Messier did not guarantee a win tonight, but he spoke for his Ranger teammates in saying that this was the biggest game of our lives. Somewhat surprising, Messier does not have Alexei Kovalev out on right wing to start the game. Instead, it's Glenn Anderson. Here's Messier around the near side boards. Adam Graves has it for New York. Lemieux, Chorsky, and Carpenter, the checking line for New Jersey. Anderson in first. Help force the turnover. Graves after it against Tommy Aveline. Kevin Lowe in deep for New York. Here's Anderson behind the net. Circling in front. Messier has it knocked off his stick. Prior to Game 5, Jacques Lemaire said, we have to be at our best in the first 5 minutes, and I would think that's the game plan here for New Jersey in the opening moments of this game.
Trying to get the crowd out of it, try and slow things down, but the Rangers aren't letting the Devils get any control here early.
John McClain tries to fire it around. It'll be kept in by Greg Gilbert. Now up with McTavish and Joey Koser. Coming out in front. Brodeur down. And the backhand went wide off the stick of Zubov. shot off the target. Lowe pinching in. And the Rangers applying heavy pressure. McTavish into the corner. It's picked up by Zubov. The shot. Brodeur got a piece of that. All New York to start. And now Kocur will send it back in as the Devils were changing. Out at center ice, Bernie Nichols is now on. And Ken Daneyko starts away and fires it in on Richter. Jay Wells and Doug Lidster on defense. For New York, Lidster remaining in the lineup after an impressive performance in Game 6. That's Lidster feeding it out into the center ice zone, and Tikkanen will clear it in deep. He's hit by Daneyko. Nemchinov in forechecking. Sergei Nemchinov. Driver, and Tikkanen just missed belting Driver. Out for Dowd, and here's Richer. Questionable starter for the game. Richer shot right on. Good test there.
Richer, a good quick shot. Mike Richter very alert to make that first save.
Now Lidster back 2.5 minutes into the first period of the 7th game. Holik firing it in wide of the goal on the far side. Peluso behind the net. McKay centering pass. Comes back to the point, kept in by Fetisov. Nemchinov. Watched by Peluso. Off the skate to Leach. Devils try to hem the Rangers in, but now it's Kovalev, one of the heroes of Game 6. Kovalev moving in. There's the shot, and it flutters in on Brodeur, who makes the save.
Is this your average wave? Is this your average beer? Molson Special Dry with the original dry brew taste. Now with a special new look. The next step in the evolution of beer. Molson Special Dry. It just could be the best beer ever brewed. Anytime, anywhere. Catch one.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Brought to you by Molson Breweries, where all Molson brands are naturally aged and free of preservatives. By Ford of Canada, where quality is job one. And by Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
Off in the New Jersey zone, and out comes Claude Lemieux for New Jersey. The Devils winger flipping it into the corner. He's bumped by Bukaboom, returning to action tonight after the suspension for game number 6. And Ryan Leaf. Leaf was +4 in game 6 and sends it ahead to Messier. Stops at the line. Kovalev now out with Messier and Graves as Leaf clears it in. Stevens out on the left side off the stick of Chorsky to center. And it'll be cleared back in. Both teams making changes. Albeli forechecking is Steve Larmer. And it's out to Kevin Lowe and Zubov. Lowe off the boards. Stefan Matteau let it go. And Ken Daneyko over to Driver. And out for Nichols. Here's Bernie Nichols. Takes the shot, drives it just wide. With Lowe down, trying to block it. Lowe up the boards. Daneyko pitching in. Collides with Matteau. Now it's Larmer. Up to Matteau at center ice. And Tikkanen. He was a Game 7 hero in 91 against Calgary with a hat trick, including the overtime game winner. Driver takes him out. Nichols to the corner. Larmer trying to work it free. And Driver wins that battle, clears it around near side boards. Guerin can't get it past Kevin Lowe. Larmer in the corner. Double team taken down. Tikkanen hits his man along the boards. Steve Larmer tripped up again. It's Tikkanen behind the net. Puts it to Brodeur. He's down. Puck loose.
shot, something he normally doesn't do. Key game like this, sacrificing the body to make the play.
Here's Zubov clearing it out on left wing, too far for Greg Gilbert. And it's Niedermeyer. Dangerous pass, gets out to center. Litzker will fire it back in. The Ranger all tied up there. Gilbert along the boards by Niedermeyer, and he is offside on the play.
I drive a school bus for a living. I've been driving a school bus for 5 years, and I love it. I know safety, and I'm also a mom, too. Safety's a big thing on the new Ford Aspire. Look at this car. Look at the features you get. Dual mirrors, child safety locks in the rear, side impact door beams like in the bus. This car right here has ABS. It also has standard dual airbags. You get in the new Aspire and you feel safe, and it's a heck of a lot prettier than the bus.
Isn't it funny how some people always get a better deal than you did?
$260? Norm, I just bought the same vacuum for $230.
If you don't find it all that funny, come to Consumers Distributing for the lowest everyday prices. If you ever find a lower advertised price, we promise to beat it by 5%.
$69? Normie, where's the sale?
What sale? Same price every day at Consumers Distributing.
The lowest everyday prices and the 5% promise. We've got it.
Hessa Tikkanen was hit by Bruce Driver. He's cut above the eye. Tries a wrap around on Martin Brodeur. It's off the side of his skate. Stefan Matteau can't find the rebound. Finally he does, but then the Devils have time to react. Brodeur and the Devils have weathered the initial storm. It's 5.5 minutes gone here in the first period. The Rangers came out, lots of jump. But the Devils trying to calm down, settle the crowd down, and play their own game.
Messier line with Kovalev back out. Against Dowd, Richer, and Zelepukin. And they immediately go to the bench to get the checking line out against this big unit for New York. Gorski, Lemieux, and Carpenter will have the big responsibility of stopping Messier, Kovalev, and Graves. Here's Leach jumping into the play. Leach is offside as he tried to burst in there and make it a 4-man Ranger attack.
Well, the crowd put on quite a show at the beginning of the game. They're answering back to Chicago Stadium, I think. Every bit as good. I never thought I'd say that. Offside right there on the left wing. They even pulled out the final stop. I don't imagine any of you folks at home could hear it, but they played a few bars of Frank Sinatra with New York, New York, just as McCreary was dropping the puck to start the hockey game.
Brian Leetch with speed through the neutral zone, and that's something New Jersey said they'd have to shut down. Mark Messier got the tying goal, same sort of play. Lots of speed through the neutral zone, and the Devils standing still.
Captain Scott Stevens up to Jaworski and Carpenter at center ice. Leach ahead, and here's Messier. Picked up by Carpenter. Cleared in, and Brodeur tries to fire it around, and it gets all the way out to Jaworski. Lemieux loose on right wing, and he felt it. Big hit there by Leach. Boom out to Messier. Up ahead for Leach again. He's trying to go on the offensive, and it's too far, and he'll head to the bench. 13-13 left first period. No score between the Rangers and Devils in Game 7. Messier stayed out, can't get loose, and the Devils clear it back out.
Good solid hit, Brian Leetch on Claude Lemieux. You wonder about Leach's shoulder. It didn't bother him in Game 6.
Kevin Lowe flipping it high. Danico back to get it around the board. Zubov will keep it in for New York. Zubov first shot. Handled by Brodeur, and the rookie goaltender not taking any chances.
After Game 4, there was much concern about injured Ranger players, and Brian Leetch was one of them with a sore shoulder. Good solid contact on Claude Lemieux, that right shoulder. 3-on-2 for the Devils, all created by Martin Brodeur firing the puck around the boards. And that's the end result of that 3-on-2, a good hit by Brian Leetch.
One of the Devils who was injured the other night, Stefan Richer, and the play where Tikkanen received a penalty. Richer limped to the bench at the time. As of yesterday, Richer was saying, I don't think I can play, but he is playing tonight. His leg is bothered.
tries to center. Brian Noonan back for the Rangers tonight on this line. And it's Niedermeyer getting it to Fedosov. Pass up the middle, missed Nichols, but Guerin might have a chance. Bill Guerin the shot. Richter out to challenge him. Devils have 4 shots, but they've had 2 or 3 good scoring chances, and now the Rangers start back. Here's Noonan trying to thread it through, but it's broken up. And it's ahead to Nichols. He's hit by Lowe and rammed into the Devils' bench. And Cheenov ahead to Gilbert. Odor to Fedosov, hit by Noonan. And Cheenov knocked down by Fedosov. And now Niedermeyer will skate out. With Bill Guerin at the line, and the Rangers get caught on another sloppy change. Looked like there were too many men on the ice, but it's offside New Jersey.
Bill Guerin had a chance on Kevin Lowe, but Lowe, being the veteran that he is, was smart to cut down the ice. Guerin has much better speed than Lowe, but Lowe forces Guerin wide. Mike Richter's out to challenge, cut down the angle, and make the save. Kevin Lowe doesn't want to get beat to the net, cuts the ice in half. Guerin has to shoot from the outside. Chris, you were right. That was another one of those Ranger changes that they were fortunate. They weren't called for too many men. Earlier on Kevin Lowe's shift, he's tied up by the Devils bench, and Bernie has a hold of his stick. Both punched him in the back of the head to get the stick loose.
They just showed Bernie on the scoreboard here, and the building erupted with booze. Public enemy number 1 here in New York. And he didn't help the image with that attempted shot against Glenn Anderson in the late stages of Game 5. Said he was just trying to scare him. If he was trying to hit him, he would have. Kovalev along the boards, can't get it. Here's Stevens with a shot. Richter's down. Allen at the near side, can't get a shot away. And behind the net, Buchenberg. Around the boards for Messier. Messier up the Leach. Leach breaking on every shift here offensively in the first period. Can't get over that New Jersey blue line. 9 minutes, 15 seconds gone. First period of game number 7. Still no score. Danico to McLean. There's Richer. Looking against Jay Wells. Sweeping in. Can't get a good shot away. And it's off the boards and out to center.
Very similar play to the Game 1 overtime goal that Richer scored. Outside, inside on the defenseman, and a good scoring chance.
Now John McLean tied up on McTavish. Richer watched by Wells again, but he's trying to get loose. Wells puts the grab on him in the corner. Richer lost the helmet, still has the puck, and now McTavish will take over. He feeds it ahead to Kocur. Long shot in by Kocur. Greg Gilbert tripped up as he was about to grab the puck behind the net, then New Jersey comes back. Here's Dow. In for Caluso, the backhand. Brought down by Richter, and he'll hang on.
Sometimes the truth is a little hard to understand. Other times, there's real value in getting a helping hand. Hot Point, 2-speed large capacity washer, $559.97. The 3-temperature dryer, $369.97, all to the weight. Make watering a breeze and save $10 with this Melnor portable hose reel. It goes where you go, just $26.97. True value. It's something you'll find every day at your Canadian True Value hardware store.
The Lotto 649 jackpot is over $2 million.
Martin Brodeur, a chance for Greg Gilbert beside the net. Brodeur gets a stick out, but Gilbert just stumbled. Brodeur had the stick there. Gilbert tried to stop and come back and couldn't. At the other end, Tom Chorsky gets in the way of Mike Richter. A little help from Brian Leach. Richter able to pick that one up and make the save.
if you're wondering about home ice advantage in Game 7s in the last 10 years, the home team has won 27 and lost 12. But you can throw home ice advantage out in this series. New Jersey already with 2 victories at Madison Square Garden. In fact, their away record in the playoffs is 6-3. Jaworski at the line. He's drilled by Bukaboo. Lemieux there. He's bumped by Kovalev. But Claude Lemieux up with the puck. Hands it back to Kovalev. Now on the left side is Graves. Messier was tied up inside the line. Niedermeyer to Fetisov. Cross ice. And Claude Lemieux. Puts it into the Ranger zone.
Have to be very aware on that cross-ice pass. Who's playing defense? Brian Leach had thoughts of trying to step in and pick that one off.
Leach checked at center ice. Delapukin bumped off the puck by Graves. Delapukin went out of his way to hit Graves as he was going off of the line change. Harris, rink wide on the tape to Bernie Nichols. Nichols banned on the pass. Tikkanen watching him, flips it towards the net. There's Guerin behind the goal. Trying to center it, can't do it. And Brian Noonan will come back for New York. Here's Esa Tikkanen across the line, and then Chinov missed the pass. Looked like a 2-on-1 developing for New York. Zubov hits the blue line. In behind the net, Brodeur stops it up for Stevens. Up to Richer, and off his stick into the New Jersey net.
Don't play around with high prices. Come to Canadian Tire, your summer sports headquarters, and save on a huge selection of top-name sports equipment.
Jacques Lemaire coaching in a 7th game for the 3rd time. He was a winner earlier this playoff year when the Devils beat Buffalo. He was a loser. And what was his last game in Montreal as coach of the Canadiens? That was back in 1985 when Quebec beat Montreal in overtime in Game 7, a goal by Peter Stastny.
Quebec, one of 5 teams in the last 10 years that failed to win Game 6 at home to close out a series, but then came back in the 7th game away from home to do just that. That's the position the Devils are in here. The Leafs did it last year in Detroit. And New Jersey did it in 1988 against Washington. Looking for it. Down goes Kovalev. Fighting for it against Holik. Now Steve Larmer walked by Danico. Matteau's out in front. Danico knocks Larmer down. Matteau draped against the boards by Holik. It comes to the near side. Jay Wells pitching in. Kovalev pass is picked off by Holik. And there's a hit on Holik, which has the helmet come off. Now Larmer's pass cut off by Peluso. Larmer took an extra shot from Holik as play continued. Here's Steve Larmer now back in. Can't get a shot away against Danico. And it's cleared out to center, and here's a 2-on-1. Claude Lemieux passing across, and a shot went high and wide as Bobby Carpenter was set up. Now Larmer will start back ahead to Greg Gilbert. Larmer at the end of a shift, or that might have been 2-on-1 New York. It's starting to open up, and they're starting to hit hard. Kosher crashing in. Deep back to Leach. Here's the shot, and it's broken up in front. Gilbert's shot is blocked. Gilbert fighting for it. To McTavish. In front of the net. Brodeur down, and it slides through the goal mouth. And Carpenter trying to chop it out. Can't do it. But Niedermeyer will skate it out. Here's Scott Niedermeyer. Takes the shot, and it's off the skate of Leach. 6:22 left. Still scoreless in the first period. Here's Nichols at center ice. From his own side of center, cleared it in. That may be icing. And Richer is unable to touch it ahead of Zubov. He doesn't agree with the call, but it will be icing against New Jersey.
And an icing call gets a mini standing O. The fans are that pumped here in New York.
Another New Jersey 2-on-1 where they don't get a shot on net. Lemieux to Carpenter. Carpenter misses. Not by much, but he doesn't make got him back.
Well, Mike Keenan said he expected an energy level that the Rangers have never experienced at Madison Square Garden tonight. Crowd's been terrific, but the Devils have been able to quiet them a little bit with 6 minutes to go in the first period. Rangers didn't get the early jump they were looking for. It's still scoreless. Here's Subban. On the right side it goes to Noonan. Stevens watching him, Nemchina. High pass to Tikkanen. Kevin Lowe in deep for New York. Tikkanen taken to the board. Noonan helping out. Noonan works it free, works in front. Sandwich there, knocked down, and New Jersey will start back. John McLean along with Guerin. Bill Guerin turning and takes the shot that's going high into the crowd. 5:17 left, first period. Still scoreless.
We've got the new F-150 Eddie Bauer. It's a Ford Super Cab. Extremely busy lifestyle. Always changing, always active.
Judy drives the truck most of the time.
I work in design, and I'm very picky about what I like, and I like the way this truck looks.
The back seat's great. It's a lot higher than the other one. When Mom and Dad aren't there, we crank up the stereo full blast.
The truck has power windows and locks, and the console seat is great. You can throw an extra kid in there. It's a work truck and it's a play truck.
It's just like driving the fancy car, but it still functions as a truck. I couldn't go back to an ordinary pickup now.
Why waste time with a tractor like this when you can own a Mastercraft tractor from Canadian Tire? It has shift on the go to perform smoothly in tight areas without stopping, so you can finish your lawn in no time, which, all things considered, makes buying a Mastercraft tractor sound pretty good. Mastercraft, the only tractors with a 4-year warranty. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less.
Jacques Lemaire and Bobby Carpenter have been having quite a conversation. Looks friendly from a distance about the miss, probably, that John pointed out. Here's the hit on Noonan. Two of them ganging up. Very good first period so far.
All those 2-on-1s came back to haunt them in Game 6. They had 5 2-on-1s after taking a 2-0 lead. And their failure to score the third goal is probably the biggest reason we're here for Game 7 tonight. Here's Doug Lidster. Here's with Jay Wells as the Rangers sit out Kravtsov for Game 7. Wells to the red line and flipping the bouncing shot in, but offside the call.
Well, they hauled out the history books today as far as Game 7s are concerned. The Rangers have been in the National Hockey League a long time. 1939 was the first year they went to a 7-game playoff round in the National Hockey League. And most recently, the Rangers played in one in 1992 and beat the New Jersey Devils in Game 7, 8-4. The Devils, they played as many in their short careers the Rangers have in their long. And most recently this year, as we mentioned, as they beat the Buffalo Sabres in Game 7. Jacques Lemaire played 12 years in the NHL, won 8 Stanley Cups. Strangely enough, in all that time, he played in a 7th game only 3 times. Won all 3, 2 of them in 1971.
Teams were so good they never got to those 7th games.
Usually worked out that way.
Devils cleared into the Rangers zone with 4:45 left in the first period. Scoreless ties. Messier back on the ice. Boom to lead. Carpenter watching them. Stevens pushed it up with a hand, and Boom now will send it in. That took a funny bounce. Messier was taken down by Stevens. Now Messier behind the net, looking to center. We'll get it back again. Back to Leach. Around the boards, and Stevens out to Alvaline, and Carpenter playing his 100th playoff game. A hit by Boom on Chorsky. And the crowd with their chant of boom after Boom lowers a hit. Under 4 minutes to go in a scoreless first period. There's Leach. Cross ice to Zubov. Nichols watching Zubov. Scott Niedermayer cross ice. Out to center for Zellabukhin. Rink wide Nichols. Here's Nichols with Guerin. Bill Guerin flying on right wing into Zellabukhin. And with Kosar on left wing. Big hit there. McTavish knocked down. There's another hit. It's really heating up. Gilbert took his man down. Rangers forcing the issue in the Devils' zone. And now play whistle down. Fetisov and Gilbert fencing.
When you think about fresh taste, you think about foods like bread, fruits and vegetables, fresh eggs. But you probably don't know how important freshness is to the taste of your Diet Cola. Diet Pepsi introduces Fresh Taste Dating, a date stamped on every Diet Pepsi that guarantees the taste you love will be at its absolute best. Fresh Taste Dating from Diet Pepsi.
One of the unsung heroes of the Rangers, Greg Gilbert, with the defensive play on Valerie Zalapukin. Gilbert has his man, and makes sure he ties up his stick. Perfect defensive play by Gilbert. Good solid hit by Scott Niedermayer.
Fans making noise again. Late in this first period of a scoreless tie, Kovalev, out-centering a line for New York, has seen some action with Messier and Graves. Then Litzker back in his own zone. Up the boards. They get it out to center. Danico to big Mike Peluso. Got by Litzker. Jay Wells in the corner. Just threw it out to Holik was there for New Jersey. Now Peluso checks Wells to Randy McKay behind the net. Centers it. And it rolls to Richter. Holik couldn't get a good shot away.
Boy, I'll tell you, John, if Holik was able to shoot that when he got it. But he couldn't get it away as soon as it hit the tape.
Good work by Randy McKay and Mike Peluso to get that puck out to Bobby Holik, and then it just trickles through to Mike Richter. Doug Lidster does a good job watching his man in front. Lidster comes across, takes his man, and the puck just trickles through to Mike Richter. This line has had a number of great scoring chances, but not much finish. They're the bamboo crash line of the Devils. Voracek, well, they've been getting some scoring chances, and I would say Holik is the most talented offensive player on that line, but they can't put it away.
Holik still looking for his first goal of the playoffs. As the veteran Messier keeps the rookie down on this face-off, won easily by the Ranger captain. The Devils keep it in. Boom to Messier. Once again, the Devils quickly get the checking line out, and Kovalev stays out with Messier and Graves. Richter to Leaf. Off the boards through center, and Stevens will chase it down. Kovalev right behind him. Bouncing puck. Stevens having trouble with it, now gets it ahead. And it's Gorski for New Jersey. Dropping it for Claude Lemieux. His shot doesn't get through, and Leaf will take over. Under 2 minutes left, first period. No score. Rangers have a slight edge in shots, 9-8. As Graves on the backhand right on. And the rebound pushed wide, rolling through the goal crease. Here's Carpenter back. Long shoot in. Richter steers it to Zubov, and ahead it goes to Kovalev. He'll flip it high in on Brodeur. And he'll throw it off to Fetisov. Zubov at the point. And now Bernie Nichols starts back. Nichols, here's the Booze here in New York. Zalapukin after it. Here's Bill Kieran. Crashing into Anderson. It'll be kept in by Fetisov. Shot doesn't get through. Zalapukin diving for it, but Zubov whips it out to Anderson. Here's Glenn Anderson on right wing, moving deep and getting the shot on Brodeur, who will cover up with 62 seconds to go in the first period.
Well, according to reports we have here today, one of our viewers out in Vancouver is Pat Quinn, who says he's going to sit down in the comfort of his home and watch without making any notes. Welcome, Pat. I can tell you Rick Lee made it okay today here, Pat. He's making the notes for you as you fellows wait and see which of these two teams you will be playing come Tuesday night here in the New York/New Jersey area. Which brings me to our quiz question for tonight. Which new will it be? As per line 3, we know it's going to be the Canucks. It will be New Jersey or New York. Tuesday, Game 1, Stanley Cup Final. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific Time.
Kovalev back out at center ice on this face-off against Dowd. Wins it. Under a minute to go in the period. It's John McLean for New Jersey. On Kovalev into the Ranger zone. And the veteran Steve Larmer will give way to Brian Leaf. Leaf to center, clears it in. Driver. Dowd turning. And he'll skate to center. The John McLean long shot on Richter, the rebound. Pukavoom there for New York. Big Pukavoom, ahead it goes to Larmer off his stick, sliding deep into the zone. Brodeur to Driver. Larmer taken down in front of the net. The fans react. No penalty call so far. Zubov in the dying seconds, beating it ahead, and it's scoreless after 20 minutes here at Madison Square Garden.
A big plus for the New Jersey Devils. They weathered the first 5 minutes. The Rangers were all over them, good forechecking. But around Martin Brodeur, Dick, you could count on one hand the number of real tough saves he had to make in that first period.
You know, Brodeur in his second, 7th game, and the first one this year, he allowed 1 goal against. Here he is in the 0-0 situation, end of 1 tonight against the Rangers.
Shots on goal, 11-10 favored the Rangers. Here's a veteran of 7th game situations, Craig McTavish of the New York Rangers, and he'll join Scott Russell in studio in our first intermission. Also Rick Bowness. It's scoreless after 1 in New York.
We've got the new F-150 Eddie Bauer. It's a Ford Super Cab. Extremely busy lifestyle. Always changing, always active.
Judy drives the truck most of the time.
I work in design, and I'm very picky about what I like, and I like the way this truck looks.
The back seat's great. It's a lot higher than the other one. When Mom and Dad aren't there, we crank up the stereo full blast.
The truck has power windows and locks, and the console seat is great. You can throw an extra kid in there. It's a work truck and it's a play truck.
It's just like driving the fancy car, but it still functions as a truck. I couldn't go back to an ordinary pickup now.
It's hard to find a family untouched by Canadian Tire, by a first fishing rod, or decorating that tiny apartment. Why? Because Canadian Tire has always made it possible for families to get exactly what they need. Top quality and guaranteed low prices. There must be something to it, because we've been part of the family for a long, long time. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less.
My greatest achievement is just still being alive in this business. Surviving failure, surviving success. I'm a split personality. I love the theater, and I love the urgency of a rock concert. Membership Rewards is such a diversified program. Every time you use your American Express card, you're creating points. I use my points to go golfing. That's pure music to my ears.
Use your points at Donald's concerts and other places of note.
There's only one place you can go to enjoy the great barbecue taste of a McRib sandwich. And there's nowhere else you can find a sandwich this good at such a low price. Only one place at an unbelievable price. McDonald's famous McRib sandwich, just $1.49 for a limited time.
Genuine draft. Get out of the old. Get into the cold.
Welcome back to New York City in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Championship Series. After 20 minutes, Jersey and the Rangers are at loggerheads. It is scoreless at MSG. And joining me now is Craig McTavish of the New York Rangers. 3 Stanley Cups with the Edmonton Oilers. And I guess, Craig, you wanted to be part of this, a 7th game. What do you make of a Game 7? How do you approach it?
Well, especially here in New York, you kind of have to divorce yourself from all the activity and all the hoopla surrounding the game. It's hockey's big out here, as you know, and they're starved for a championship, so they're really excited that this may be their year, and us as players just kind of have to keep our emotions in check and just take a workmanlike attitude to the rink, and you know, you've got to execute properly against the Devils because they're a team that plays very well defensively.
Rick Bowness and I were watching the game throughout the first period. One of the things that Rick said was the level of the emotion was very high, and yet the discipline of the two teams, as you said, was very good. Do you get the impression that with these two goalies that there will be few chances and a few goals?
Well, like I was saying earlier, the first goal may win. I think both teams are just trying to, when they get some momentum and some pressure down the opponent's end, what they're trying to do is just get the puck to the net and bang away at it, and hopefully they'll get a bounce our way and put one by Brodeur, because both these guys are excellent goaltenders, two very disciplined defensive clubs, and the goals are going to be few and far between tonight, so we want to get the first.
Greg, I know I've asked you this before, and everybody in New York City has asked you since you've been here, but they are starved for a championship here. All the talk has been about 1940 and 54 years. Are you guys having fun with that, or are you letting it get to you?
Well, I think a little bit of both. We like to have fun with it. We kind of view it more as a positive than as a negative, just because it'd be, you know, that much more exciting for the fans surrounding a championship team here. So that's a real incentive for us. But on the other side of the coin, the media is so can be, you know, they've been beaten ahead so often that they forecast it far too soon. So. There's no middle ground here. The highs are high and the lows are low, and they get pretty excited over the losses and pretty excited over the wins. But I guess that should be expected, I guess, when they haven't won a championship in 54 years.
Craig, thanks for coming in, and good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thank you.
Craig MacTavish of the New York Rangers, and there's a look at that 1939-40 Stanley Cup banner, the last time the Rangers won the Cup 54 years ago. Coming up next, hockey's Great Wall of Fame and Max Bentley of the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're at MSG for the Eastern Conference Final. Our first intermission continues in just a moment.
I hate blind Dave.
When life turns up the heat.
He's here.
Nothing protects like Degree antiperspirant. It's body heat activated to give extra protection when you need it most.
Jeff? Hi.
Degree, your body heat turns it on.
Summer is coming, and White Ridge is getting ready for busy parks and playgrounds filled with great summer activities. 4 different and exciting model home villages are now open, as our 11 builders have built the most distinctive model homes ever presented in White Ridge. Come and see why we continue to be Winnipeg's fastest growing community year after year.
It's the parks and lakes that make the difference. White Ridge.
A community by Cairns.
Sure, I know a thing or two about tools.
Yeah, I can be a bit rough on them. Hey, we're talking tools here, not toys. You want them to last? You gotta go to the experts. Sears has the most complete line of tools made to work the way I want them to. You see this? Guaranteed for life. That goes for all Craftsman hand tools. And they back their power tools with service right from Sears. Show me another store that does all that.
Expect more from Sears.
Hey!
What?
Those fries! You made them too big!
They said to make them big.
Yeah, but those are humongous!
Now you can get a Big Mac Extra Value Meal for just $3.99. And for just 39 cents more, you can supersize your fries and drink.
Hey!
What?
The Coke! It's huge!
They said to make it huge.
What you want is what you get.
Supersize for 39 cents more.
McDonald's today.
The original watering system worked quite well, but was a little hard to control. Then came a better way, but it too was tough to control. Finally, the perfect way to water with the Groundskeeper from Strata, the inexpensive, zero-maintenance, in-ground watering system you install yourself in just hours. The Groundskeeper, now you're in control.
Ongoing research project to determine the ultimate beverage. I'm isolating superstar model Cindy Crawford in a Pepsi deprivation chamber.
I'll do anything for science.
We're allowing Cindy a wide range of beverages, but not a single solitary drop of Pepsi. You're here. You'll be all right. Cindy, how do you feel?
don't know about you guys, but I'm dying for a Pepsi.
Conclusive scientific proof. Pepsi is the ultimate beverage.
It's one of sport's ultimate achievements, having a place with the elite. The new Hockey Hall of Fame honors almost 300 of the game's greatest contributors. Throughout the postseason, we present many of them on Hockey's Great Wall, brought to you by Ford of Canada, a proud founding sponsor of the Hockey Hall of Fame and makers of the 1995 WinStar. Tonight, great skill in a small package, 145 pounds of dynamite. Max Bentley, next.
In our construction business, we've got to have a tough truck. Our F-150 is used for many things, very versatile. Not only does it get us to the job, it gets our materials to the job. That keeps the team going. Well, John, he's got the mathematical mind. And Phil, he likes to be the Rambo type. Yeah, you could probably call us tough guys. We've got the 5.8-liter V8, lots of power, excellent trucks. The trucks are too pretty at the end of the day to leave at home, so we wash them up and head downtown. Well, Ford's got a reputation for being a tough truck, and that's why we bought them.
Max Bentley was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1966. His physical appearance so small that 3 teams dismissed him early on in career tryouts. But Max overcame that and doctors' orders to bypass a hockey career due to a heart ailment to become a star in the NHL. His talent was first put on display in Chicago as a member of the Pony Line with his brother Doug and Bill Mosienko. But at the height of his stardom with the Hawks, he was dealt to Toronto and took his game up a notch to lead the Leafs to 3 cups. He won the Hart Trophy in 46, the Art Ross in 46 and 7, and the Lady Byng in 43. The Dipsy Doodler, Max Bentley, stick-handled his way into hockey's Hall of Fame. We honor him tonight on the Great Wall, brought to you by Ford, makers of the 95 WinStar, and a sponsor of the Hockey Hall of Fame and Museum.
Where do you find Canada's best selection of family vans? A choice of minivans for your family? Your Ford and Mercury dealers, the Minivan Center.
The WinStar was easy to handle, easy to park, easy to drive.
1995 WinStar. Comfort and car-like qualities. The maximum in minivans. Villager, luxury car refinement, and the value-packed Aerostar family. Where do you find Canada's best selection of family vans? At your Ford and Mercury dealer, the Minivan Center.
Enjoy a beautiful lawn all summer without spraying or back-breaking labor. This remarkable new tool is the Lawn Claw. It makes weeding and lawn repair almost effortless. Its unique steel blades remove any kind of weed from all types of soil. Transplant healthy grass into damaged areas for quick rejuvenation. The Lawn Claw is also ideal for spring planting of cell pack annuals, and it's 100% guaranteed.
Available at Canadian Tire, Sears, Eaton's, and Kmart. Makes a great gift.
The world champions are back on the home of the champions. CBC Sports has Speedy Muffler Blue Jays baseball. Toronto battles Seattle, Friday, June 3rd, only on CBC Sports.
I'm Peter Mansbridge. I'll be in Normandy to bring you the events commemorating the 50th anniversary of a turning point in World War II, D-Day.
Extensive live coverage begins with the unveiling of the Canada Memorial, June 3rd on CBC.
Meet Lindsay, a member of the War Amps Champ program for child amputees. From the day she was born, Champ has been there with counseling and access to the very best in artificial limbs. Today, Champ is encouraging her to use a computer to keep up with her schoolwork. A computer makes writing possible and opens doors for her future. The War Amps. Thanks to your support, we are passing on our lifetime of experience to champs like Lindsay.
As this day starts, Manitobans now have the opportunity to invest in themselves and their province. Offering a competitive interest rate, Builder bonds are backed by the province of Manitoba. It's a chance for all Manitobans to save for the future and build a better life for us all. Builder bonds. On sale now at 6 3/4%.
This portion of Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC was brought to you in part by Ford of Canada, where quality is job one.
An easily recognizable New York landmark, that is the Brooklyn Bridge. We are back at MSG for Eastern Conference Final game number 7, 0-0 after one period of play between the New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. Rick Bowness, the story of that first period, a high emotion level on the part of both teams, but few mistakes.
Well, you see the emotion in form of the physical contact out there. There's been a lot of hits by both teams. You see the discipline in form that the emotion is there, the contact is there, yet no one's taking any penalties. There's no roughing penalties, there's no retaliation penalties. The discipline is there in form of positioning. There's only one 2-on-1. There was no 3-on-2s, no one breakaways. There's no breakdowns. So technically they're in great position, but the emotion level is very, very high, both teams.
Craig McTavish said when we were talking him in here, he said, we're going to get few breaks and you're going to have to make the most of them. Here is one break that we're going to take a look at, and the New Jersey Devils get it.
Well, it is a break, and keep your eye on Jay Wells. The puck is down here on the boards with Larmer now. As he tries to pass it back to Jay Wells turns his back. He doesn't see the pass, and the puck leaves the zone, and you're going to see Claude Lemieux coming out of the side of the screen and get a 2-on-1. But watch as the puck goes by, where it comes right back here to Wells, and we're going to stop it now. As he turns his back, here comes the puck. The puck is out, and now you're going to see Lemieux coming through there, and then be a 2-on-1. But Jay Wells doesn't have a chance to see that pass, or he would have kept it in. And there's a break. And again, when you get in these tough games like this, tight games, you want to capitalize on every chance. It's a good 2-on-1. And that goal could be the difference in the game, because this game could end up 1-0, 2-1, and there's going to be very few quality chances, and when you get one, capitalize on it.
When you talk about discipline, the Devils are going to match lines tonight. They want to match against Mark Messier, and here's a look at a line change the Devils make that really works out well.
Well, they want to get Carpenter, Chorsky, and Lemieux out against Messier. Now we have Dowd here, we have Richer, and we have McLean over here. But keep your eye on Dowd. If the puck is dropped, he is going to change. Lemieux and McLean stay in there to keep the pressure on the Rangers so they just can't walk out. And now here out comes Carpenter, so Richer and McLean now head to the bench. But we're going to stop it there, because now here's Bobby Carpenter, and off come the wingers to put more pressure on them. So the Rangers cannot gain any momentum because there's someone always in their face. You can stop it there. Earlier in the period, that change almost caught them, because they made a quick line change. All three forwards headed to the bench at the same time, and the Rangers came out because there was no pressure. That was an outstanding line change. Two guys stayed in, kept pressure on until they could get the right guys out there.
All right, Rick Bowness, high emotion, great discipline, no score after the first period. Let's go back upstairs and join Chris, John, and Dick. Guys?
Thank you, Scott. You heard Craig McTavish talk about the importance of the first goal in this 7th game. Scoring first in these playoffs, New Jersey 7-3, the Rangers 8-2.
We also heard Craig mention the hoopla here in New York. Interesting to listen to Telephone Sports call-in shows in the middle of an afternoon in May when it's 85 degrees outside, and here hockey is the sole topic. One of the fellows who host those shows said the Yankees have the best record in baseball. We haven't had 3 minutes of calls about them since the playoffs started.
Second period underway, and again Messier with Kovalev and Graves matched against Chorsky, Lemieux, and Carpenter. And Graves back to help out, gives off to Boucherboom. Lemieux watching him as it's pushed ahead to Mark Messier. His 4th career playoff hat trick in Game 6. Kovalev in deep. There's Graves 2. But he overskates the puck, and Albaline will turn. Tommy Albaline leads the Devils in plus-minus. Across it comes to Stevens. He gets by Messier and works his way through center ice. Lost possession at the blue line. Albaline cut off that pass and sends it into the Rangers' zone. Leach up to Tikkanen. That's Stevens. Ahead it goes. And Nichols puts it in. Guerin and Zelkukin, his line mates. Richter around the board. The stick of Tikkanen out to center ice. Zelkukin bumping with Boucherboom. And the chance starts up early in the second period. As the Rangers fans anxious to see their team on the board. But we're still scoreless. Icing the call against the Rangers.
Well, a very short summary as far as the first period is concerned. No scoring, no penalties. Total of 21 shots. Rangers got 11.
Ice time for Mark Messier. He was averaging just over 6.5 minutes for the first 6 games, up a couple of minutes, 9 shifts, and 8:05 for Brian Leach. And Leach was out there with Messier almost all the time.
Look at Jacques Lemaire, who admitted that it was tough to get to sleep after Game 6. But the most important thing for his team was to get their frame of mind back to a pre-Game 6 mindset. Talked to Bill Guerin prior to the game, asked him if there was any inspirational speeches, videos, or anything out of the ordinary to change the mood. He said, no, we've just got to refocus and think positively. There's a hit by Danico. Driver gets it ahead on the left wing, and Peluso pushes it out to center ice. Zubov and Lowe with Nemchinov, Noonan, and Anderson up front for New York. Oblique forechecking for the Devils. Anderson deflecting it out to center ice, and big Mike Peluso there. Hit by Noonan, and knocked down in front of the New Jersey bench. Zubov takes over. He had 3 of the 11 first period shots on goal for New York. On the right wing to Anderson. Driver won't let him by. Down on the far side. He can't control it, and it's Nemchinov. Here's Brian Leach, the shot. That goes wide. Pushed into the corner by Brodeur. Leach is there. Trying to center it. Noonan falls down. Brodeur around the boards. Fans reacting, but it looked like Noonan. There's a shot on goal. Looked like Noonan tripped over a stick that had been dropped as the puck is cleared out of play. Now Danico and Nemchinov pushing, but doesn't look like anything will come of it.
When it comes to muffler replacement, some muffler shops seem to have low prices. So how come they can charge you more than they advertise? Good question. That's why at GM Goodwrench Service Plus, the price on the ground is the price on the hoist. A complete Goodwrench exhaust system starts from this low price and includes a muffler guaranteed for as long as you own your vehicle. Plus tailpipe, clamps, and labor. Expert service, honest prices. That's GM Goodwrench Service.
There's only one place you can go to enjoy the great barbecue taste of a McRib sandwich. And there's nowhere else you can find a sandwich this good at such a low price. Only one place at an unbelievable price. McDonald's famous McRib sandwich, just $1.49 for a limited time.
Devils some problems in their own zone on that last shift. Mike Peluso hollering encouragement. Big hit Brian Noonan on Mike Peluso right in front of the Devils bench. Good forechecking by the Rangers. Stefan Richer has lost his stick, so the Devils are playing with a man without a stick, and Richer has lost. The shot from Brian Leach goes wide. And again, they have to hit the net, have to try and make the goalie make the save.
From the face-off, Bukaboom put it out in front, and it's John McLean for New Jersey. Off the boards in front of the Ranger bench. Kovalev and Messier back inside the line. There's Graves after it, but it's chopped away by McLean. Pass Leach down the ice. And Leach will wind up. Kovalev back to Leach. Plus 19 in the playoffs. His shot blocked by Stevens. Graves was knocked down in front of the net. The fans react. Play continues at Stevens. Cross ice. Claude Lemieux off the boards. Leach there for New York. Graves bumped, but it's Messier. With Kovalev and Messier. Lost possession. Lemieux back. And it's very tight checking between the blue line. 3.5 minutes into the second period. Pinching in. There's big Stefan Matteau centering it. The shot right on Brodeur. Esa Tikkanen with the best chance of the second period.
And Tikkanen shaking his head. Martin Brodeur in perfect position. Pass comes out to Tikkanen. Quick shot, and Brodeur's right there. Takes it off the logo and controls the rebound. Goaltenders like Brodeur and Richter get so hot that the players try and get too fine, and that's why you see so many of them going for the top corners and trying to rattle it off the post and in instead of just doing what Esa Tikkanen did, shooting it at the middle of the net and hope something happens. Mark Messier said that after Game 6. His backhand, just throw it at the net, and it went in.
Well, the Rangers lost Games 4 and 5. They had 22, 25 shots on goal. When they won in Game 6, they were back up to a total of 36 shots. Tikkanen trying to center it against Dowd. Behind the net, Larmer and Matteau. Larmer drops it back in behind the goal, and only Dowd there for New Jersey. Kept in by Larmer at the point. Brodeur with the stop. Just over 4 minutes gone in this second period. And the 3 shots on goal all have been by the Rangers. Playing out at center ice. Richet's offside.
From coast to coast, no one serves Canadians better. Canadian Tire, proud to be part of Canada for over 70 years.
Rangers much more aggressive on the forecheck. Esa Tikkanen standing in front of the net. His stick being held by Fetisov. He's trying to get it away. Slashed at Fetisov's ankles. And Bill McCreary hasn't called any penalties. The Devils said they couldn't afford to play 4-on-4.
Here's Leach, and his pass for Noonan just missed. Anderson in the corner. Lost control, and then Phenov there as well for New York. He passed it back to the point, but Leach had moved in. And it's back out to center for Doug Lidster. The former Vancouver Canuck sends it in. Danico for New Jersey. Up to Holik and Peluso. Peluso for McKay doesn't get through. And Phenov can't clear it. Peluso. There's McKay behind the net. Holik trying to get in front. And Leach does a good job defensively. Holik leaving it for Peluso. There's Lidster knocking his man down behind the net. Peluso after it again. Fourth line for New Jersey causing trouble. Here's a pass. That wall is stopped by Richter. Richter robbing Bobby Holik.
And again, the checking line for the Devils getting the best chances. Bobby Holik, the one-timer. Richter with the right pass in.
Holik's had a couple of chances in this game. Now Anderson tries to speed away, and he crashes into Brodeur. Up for Carpenter. Through center to Chorsky. Zubov taken into the corner by Lemieux, but maintains possession and around the other side for Kovalev. Carpenter is there. 6 minutes gone, second period. Still scoreless at Madison Square Garden. Carpenter forechecking. Kevin Lowe right in front of his net. And Messier will turn. Out at center. Up to Graves. He'll flip it in, and Scott Stevens back to get it for New Jersey. Just found some room and clears it the length of the ice. Zubov touches it, icing the call. 6.5 minutes gone here in period
2. 10 years ago, the world's first Magic Wagon rolled off our Canadian production line. And they're still rolling, with over 4 million on the road today. Your local Chrysler dealer is celebrating Magic Wagon's 10th anniversary by offering the safety and value leader with dual airbags, side impact beams, air, V6, automatic 7-passenger seating, and more at this great 10th anniversary price. Be part of this great Canadian success story. Now at your local Chrysler dealer, a dealer you can...
Hey, this new Pepsi Max is really something, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it tastes of regular cola and a third of the calories.
I'll grab that for a second.
Yeah, sure. What are you doing? I want to see if they filled it up a third.
Can't you just enjoy the taste
It's
without...
the only way to explain this calorie thing.
You're not going to open it, are you?
Oh, don't worry. You see, the lower pressure created by the chilling will keep the expansionary forces of the carbon dioxide at bay.
Who's going to open it?
It's elementary.
New Pepsi Max.
Oh, jeez.
All the taste, 1/3 the calories.
I can tell you, folks, John Garrett is very proud of his fellow members of the Goaltenders Union so far here tonight.
Bobby Holik with the chance. Mike
was the first shot on Richter here in the second period. Here's Vukovic moving in, hit the side of the net. Valvoline around the boards. Graves is forechecking. Delabukin trying to clear it against Messier, and the Devils do get it out to center ice. Kovalev gives up the puck. Here's Nichols. Has to pull it back outside the line, and Graves knocks down the other number 9 on the ice. Now Guerin is in. And Nichols along the boards. Jaworski lets it go for Valvoline. Nichols tied up by Messier. Leach has it. Sidestep the hit by Guerin. Kovalev can't get it out. Jaworski there for New Jersey. And Leach will have to go back. Leach off the stick of Kovalev, and it is into the crowd out of play.
Rick Bowness talked about the line changes of the New Jersey Devils. There they had pressure, and even during a line change, that continued pressure. Exactly the same strategy that Rick showed. One player in forechecking while the wingers go off, and then the centerman sees he's safe, and away he goes. Lots of line matchups for both teams, and this slows the game down, and I think it slows the Rangers' tempo down. I think this is working in the Devils' favor, all these line matchups and line changes.
Mike Keenan behind the bench. He's coached in the 7th game 5 times before this one. Philadelphia's record was 1 win, 2 losses, and Chicago 2 wins.
Stanley Cup final in '87. Went to a 7th game with Keenan behind the bench for the Flyers. Lost to a lot of the players on the ice for his team tonight. Puck along the boards, and now comes out Kevin Lowe at the line, flips it back in the corner. Tikkanen tries to center it off a glove, and it goes to the boards. Here's a chance for Zubov, and he lost control, and Richer will turn. John McLean speeding on right wing. Here's McLean loading it up, and a glove stop by a very sharp Mike Richter.
Hesitation as the whistle finally goes. A 3-on-2 for the Devils, and Stefan Richer makes the pass to the defenseman's side. Tikkanen is back on the left side. Kevin Lowe on the right. The pass goes to the right. Lowe plays it very well, forces McLean to the outside. And Mike Richter is right there again. When you look up and see a forward back, you usually try and work the 2-on-1 on him. Stefan Richer threw the pass to McLean on the side where Kevin Lowe was. Lowe played it very well, and Richter made the save.
Point of the second period, and New Jersey and New York still scoreless. Peluso back out with Holik and McKay. Here's Peluso driving it wide, and once again this fourth line of New Jersey had their share more of the chances. Now Leach with some room, sends it ahead. Greg Gilbert clears it in for the Rangers. Brodeur around the boards. Gilbert's there to cut it off for New York. Ryan Noonan. He's watched by Danico. And Tinoff in front. They jam away. Noonan had a whack at him. And Brodeur keeps it out on the short side. Vukovic ran into his man, Peluso, but the puck out to center ice. Long pass by Leach. Got through to Anderson. Now Driver. To center ice. 10:50 left, second period. Still scoreless. Here's Bernie Nichols after it. Lidster beats him to it. Peluso to the bench. Sloppy change by the Devils that time. And icing the call against New Jersey.
Is this your average wave? This, your average beer. Molson Special Dry with the original dry brew taste. Now with a special new look. The next step in the evolution of beer. Molson Special Dry. It just could be the best beer ever brewed, anytime, anywhere. Catch one.
When you need brake work, trust the people who've done hundreds of thousands of brake jobs. Licensed technicians trained in today's brake technology and backed by a nationwide guarantee. It's service you expect from your car dealer or from the technicians at Canadian Tire. So while car dealers and your Canadian Tire both offer quality brake service, Canadian Tire costs less. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire for a lot less.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is sponsored by Household, providing financial services for the family. Mark Messier's 3-goal performance, of course, the big story of Game 6, but just as big was his previous guarantee that his team would win. Naturally, here in New York, they hark back to Joe Namath, late 60s, the underdog Jets in the AFL will win the Super Bowl. And they did, and they hauled that story out. His performance, they were comparing it, Reggie Jackson, 3 homers in the series. Babe Ruth pointing for a home run and getting one. Twisting and turning and scoring!
Brian Leetch from the point. Everybody has a man. Leetch pulls it out with the spin around move. Tom Chorsky fell for the big. Chorsky goes right by it. And Brian Leetch tucks it under Martin Brodeur. That's Bill Guerin. I'm blaming Tom Chorsky. That's Bill Guerin who fell for the spinorama move. Guerin goes by Leetch and lets Leetch have time and room to pull it out and in.
9:31. The time of the goal for Brian Leetch, his 6th of the playoffs, and his first of this series. And the Rangers have the icebreaker here midway through the hockey game. Graves back. His shot blocked. And the Devils will get a whistle.
Brian Leetch, such a great offensive talent, and how many defensemen can use that spinorama move and make it work? He had Bill Guerin almost going all the way around behind the net on the other side. Bill Guerin comes back into one-on-one battle. The Devils are in good position. Everybody has a man. Leetch is behind the net, and Guerin almost was all the way around. Leetch spun around and just tucked it under Martin Brodeur.
Graves and Messier assist on Leetch's goal at 9:31. And it's noisier now than when we started the game.
Now the poise and confidence of the Devils is really tested. We saw it in Game 6 how it collapsed. Now can they bounce back here in Game 7?
Now Tikkanen and Niedermeyer go to the boards. Puck cleared behind the goal by Matteau. Larmer trying to center it against Fedosov, who takes it away. Larmer gets it back again. Out in front, Nichols there for New Jersey. John McLean skates up. Richer on the left wing, and he can't get by Boom as Leetch touches it, icing the call.
This is the 100th regular season and playoff game for the New York Rangers tonight, and Brian Leetch has played in all 100 of them. After his injury-plagued last couple of seasons, it's been a totally different story this year.
That's the problem with that injury, that neck injury, the nerve damage, and he said that his shot wasn't 100%, but he felt pretty good, and he even said he felt pretty good through this series, although he's had rumored shoulder problems.
Right for the face-off, Nemchinov trying to walk in, and Brodeur covers. Didn't like the extra tap Nemchinov gave him. But a great move off that face-off.
Brodeur was talking it over with Bill McCreary, and then Stefan Richer. Nemchinov on the backhand jumps by Bernie Nickel. The puck is bouncing, goes right to Brodeur, and Nemchinov took an extra whack at it as it was caught up in Brodeur's chest. Lemaire making a late line change, trying to slow things down, take this crowd back out of the game.
Devils won 8 of 12 face-offs in the first period. And Jacques Lemaire had to be concerned with the last draw won by Nemchinov so easily. Again, New York wins the face-off. Anderson shot doesn't get through. And it's Mike Peluso at center. Randy McKay will pick up the chase. Kevin Lowe for New York. Around the boards. Ryan Newman trying to spin off Peluso's check. And it comes to Lowe, and ahead it goes to Anderson. Anderson against Driver. And Anderson with the shot right on Brodeur. Peluso hit by Nemchinov. And Bruce Driver off the board. Lowe pitching in. Noonan at the point. Moves it in behind the goal. Brodeur. Out of the net momentarily. Now Nemchinov. Out to Zubov. The pass to Anderson. Went by him. Nemchinov behind the net. Looks to center. Devils there. Adam Graves shot at the point. And New Jersey having trouble in their own zone right now. Get it out to center ice.
And looking for a line change, and they can't get off.
Here comes Leach again. Ryan Leach takes a look, gives off to Gilbert. Check that Kovalev shot. Graves had been knocked down in front, and he blocked it. Graves having trouble getting up. And the Devils take over Peluso. Sending away Claude Lemieux. Here's Lemieux in, and Richter makes the stop. Messier comes back. Drops it off for Kovalev, and a kick saved by Brodeur. Mike Richter at the other end has been flawless so far. Now Trotsky will test him, putting it in front. Broken up by Leach. Out to Matteau at center ice. Kovalev was cruising on the far side. Now Matteau is in. Messier knocked down. Penalty coming up. First of the hockey game.
An interference penalty to Claude Lemieux. Lemieux was upset that there was no call on his chance to score at the other end. Sergei Zubov was all over Lemieux, and Lemieux couldn't give Mike Richter his A moves. Zubov comes back on Lemieux, reaches around with the stick and grabs with the other hand. Lost his stick, and there was no call on that play, so Lemieux came back on Mark Messier, takes the interference penalty. The reach around by Zubov.
Earlier on, Chris mentioned that Adam Graves seemed to be hit by a shot in front of the New Jersey net. Now, was it a shot with a stick or a shot with the puck? I don't know. He went down on the ice and rolled around and got up very slowly and went from there to the New York bench. Once he got there, there's the flash in front of the net and the push. Hard to tell when it was he was hurt, but he did leave the ice slowly at the time.
Timeout called here as the Devils want to try and regain their composure, and Adam Graves seems to be all right on the bench now as he's coming out for this power play. Discipline, the frustration of Claude Lemieux. He has a good scoring chance. There's no penalty called against him, but you can't afford in his 7th game to come back and take a stupid penalty like he did.
Well, that's the first penalty call of the hockey game by Bill McCreary, and here you see the Rangers' deficiency record power on the power play, and the Devils on the penalty kill, and it's that situation that we have here right now. And all you Vancouver Canucks out there, you bring your sticks and your skates and your uniforms. You better bring some earplugs.
That was a Ranger timeout, not a New Jersey timeout, as Mike Keenan wanted to rest Adam Graves and get him back out there after that big hit from Ken Danico.
Keenan sensing the momentum right now, and a power play goal would be an enormous one for the Rangers at this point in the game with a 1-0 lead. And Stevens gets it out to center ice. Both teams were 0 for 3 in Game 6 with the man advantage. Rangers 4 for 24 in this series. Messier to the line. Giving off to Kovalev in front, and it went by both Leach and Graves. Out for Nichols and down the ice.
Rangers power play deceiving. They were 8 for 27 against the Islanders. Very good, and they've had 8 power play goals since.
Here's Kovalev to Zubov. Kovalev. And broke it up, and Carpenter will flip it down the ice. 6:50 left, second period, and a minute remaining in the New Jersey penalty. Shots on goal are 9-3 in the second period, favoring the Rangers. Niedermeyer around the boards. It went past Tikkanen and Zubov the length of the ice. John McLean and Nichols, the penalty killers up front. Here's Tikkanen to the line with Matteau. Larmer in the corner. Blocked by McLean. It comes back to the point for Leaf. Back in for Larmer. His centering attempt. Off the skate, and McLean gets it to center. Steve Larmer cross ice off the glove of Leaf. And the Devils send the Rangers back with a dozen seconds left in the power play. Larmer to Noonan. Back to the point. Kevin Lowe, the shot. Brodeur down. And the Devils now back at full strength. Tikkanen's shot is blocked. And out for Chorsky. Lead pass for Lemieux, bouncing in on Richter. Out at center ice for Tikkanen. And there's Anderson taking a spill over Stevens. 5:20 left, second period. 1-0 Rangers. Lead from Graves and Messier at 9:31 of this second. Albalade to Zelepukin. Anderson just missed him with a check. Around the boards, there's Zelepukin after it. Centering it for Dow. There's a chance for Dow. Shot was blocked. And Messier steers it ahead to Joe Kocur. Kocur belted by Fetisov. Now Guerin tries to wheel away on the right side, overskated it. And Messier turns it back to Bukavu. Mark Messier on the move. There's Messier's shot right on. Kovalev with the rebound. Fetisov is there. Messier looking to center again. Graves tripped up in front. Carpenter around the board. Pitching in Bukavu. Graves can't keep it in. It's out to center ice. Carpenter trying to break away and was held back by Messier.
One of the few times Mark Messier's been allowed to skate good speed through the neutral zone and created a good scoring chance.
4:11 left, second period. 1-0, New York.
To us, it was a challenge to totally reshape what you expect from domestic transportation. 5 all-new models with safety, design, and performance equal to cars costing twice as much. After all, just because you're on a budget doesn't mean you have to drive an ordinary car. The shape of things to come from Chevrolet.
Automobile accidents are the leading cause of childhood deaths and serious injuries in Canada. Many of these tragedies could be prevented through the correct use of child safety seats and seat belts, and yet up to 8 out of 10 are installed or used improperly. Please join us at participating Esso stations on Saturday, June the 11th, and for every liter of gasoline sold, we'll donate 2 cents to Save Kids Canada. And pick up our brochure on the proper use of child safety seats, because at Esso, we believe all our kids should be safe kids.
Devils captain Scott Stevens on the bench. A scheduled guest for our second intermission and very much involved with this play on Glenn Anderson.
Slava Fetisov, famous for low hits. You have to keep your head up and watch your knees. There's one on Joey Kocur, that low hit on the knees. Asked Scott how his brother Mike was doing, and Mike plays for the Calgary farm team in St. John, New Brunswick. Enjoyed it very much, playing in a new building, doing very well this year.
Former Vancouver Canuck.
He's old enough, he was there when I was there. That is old.
Lemieux clearing it in. Richter has a little trouble. That's the only trouble he's had so far tonight. 22-13 the shots on goal. So it's 11-3, the advantage for New York in the second period. Leach on the move again to Messier. Messier circling. puts it in front, and there's another big stop by Mike Richter on Bernie Nichols. Fourth shot on goal, but they have been 4 big saves by Richter, and here's Nichols and Tikkanen and Stevens conversing.
Well, you're looking at key saves. 2 big ones by Richter in this period. Just past the 5-minute mark off Bobby Holik. That would have made it 1-0. And then John right here just past the 17-minute mark on Bernie Nichols.
Beautiful one-hand pass by Stefan Richer to Nichols. One-hand backhand pass. Richer to Nichols, and Richter right there to make the save. Bernie had such a big game in Game 5 after his 1-game suspension. Said he was well rested. Would love to have another couple of goals here for the Devils tonight in Game 7, but hasn't had. That's his best chance of the night for sure.
Prior to Game 6, he was quoted as saying New Jersey had to win Game 6. They'd have no chance of winning a 7th game at Madison Square Garden, and the New York press has been reminding Nichols of that ever since. There's Bateau almost breaking by Niedermeyer. Tikkanen in deep. That's the Tikkanen sweeping it in front, and the shot just went wide. Bateau missing on the setup by Tikkanen. Tikkanen back to the point. Here's Bukavu. His shot doesn't get through. Gets it again. Nichols blocks that. Out on the right side, McLean lead pass for Richer, and Bukavu stretched out to block it. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 Rangers. Here's a chance for Bill Guerin walking in, and Richter again with the save. And he's knocked down in the goal crease. Zelapukin on the doorstep.
The comfort of a luxury car. The fuel efficiency of a compact car. And the handling of a performance car are at last in one car. The new 1995 Maxima from Nissan.
The Devils have been frustrated. 91 minutes and 2 seconds worth of shutout goaltending against them. And the Rangers came close to getting their second goal right there.
Bill Guerin with a good chance. Nemchinov can't get it out. Guerin jumps on the puck. Mike Richter in perfect position. 3-on-2 down low. He has to back up. He can't come charging out, but he's right there to make the save on Bill Guerin.
Devils win the faceoff. Driver around the boards. Messier cuts off the puck before it got to Down. Driver standing up the line to keep it in. Down and Leach go after it. Leach wins that battle. Bukavu up to Kovalev. Kovalev for Leach. Too far. Tim Daneyko. Graves on him immediately. Driver near side to Chorsky. And here comes the veteran Carpenter. New on the right wing. And now Leach behind the goal. Off the boards. Kept in. Kovalev knocked his man down. And under a minute to go in the second period as the Rangers move back into New Jersey territory. Chorsky flips it in the air and out to center. Kevin Lowe across to Graves. That whole line was headed to the bench. And now Tommy Aveline will take over for the Devils. Bernie Nichols out with John McLean. And get to the line. Chorsky heads to the bench, and Richet's out now too. Devils look for a tying goal in the final minute. Esa Tikkanen starts back for New York. Here's Tikkanen moving on Stevens. Flicker across the ice. Low move down. Matteau behind the net. Aveline watching him. McLean tries to work it free. And it's Aveline. In the dying seconds of the period, out to center ice, and the fans getting on their feet at Madison Square Garden.
Now going back to Game 6, Mike Richter approaching nearly 5 periods worth of shutout goaltending in this series. Fans chanting Richter, Richter as the period came to an end. Edwin good reason, John.
Save on Bobby Holik and then on Bernie Nichols. Two key saves at key times in the game. The fans getting back into this game and giving the Rangers the edge.
Shots on goal were 11-5 in favor of New York in that second period. Coming up in our second intermission, Scott Stevens will join Scott Russell in studio. 1 goal to report. Leach from Graves and Messier at 9:31. Rangers lead the Devils 1-0 after 40 minutes.
City of Winnipeg GM dealers present the GM Motor Spectacular. June 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Winnipeg City. All seats only $13. CTV star Bigfoot take on the world's greatest monster truck. Same night, high-flying championship motocross racing. Cars destroying cars in a demolition derby. Death-defying rollovers. Plus the battle of the transforming robots. Crazy bots to all kids at the Sunday show. All seats $13 at select to see. It's the hottest show on dirt.
Sure, I know a thing or two about tools.
Yeah, I can be a bit rough on them. Hey, we're talking tools here, not toys. You want them to last? You gotta go to the experts. Sears has the most complete line of tools made to work the way I want them to. You see this? Guaranteed for life. That goes for all Craftsman hand tools. And they back their power tools with service right from Sears. Show me another store that does all that.
Expect more from Sears.
When it comes to making product comparisons, many of the others take shots at Toyota first. And we're real happy to be their target. It means the people who make those other cars and trucks know that Toyota still sets the quality standards the whole industry aims for. But it also means they know that what they've been saying about their quality finally matching Toyota's just doesn't stick.
Get special lease rates on selected vehicles during Toyota Red Tag Days. On now at your Prairie Toyota dealers.
Athletes Wear proudly sponsors the 14th annual Run for Fun. Come on out Sunday, June 5th at 8 a.m. for the Assiniboine Park Wellington Crescent 10K run. This year, as an additional feature, Athletes Wear introduces a new 10K inline skate event. Proceeds go to the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. You can register in advance by Friday, June 3rd at any of the 3 Athletes Wear locations: 145 Market Avenue, Pembina at Grant, or 860 St. James Street across from the stadium.
Perkins summer salads are ripe for the picking. You can pick a BLT salad with charbroiled chicken, or pick a spinach salad with warm bacon dressing, with or without chicken. 3 new salads served in a fresh baked bread bowl. You couldn't pick a better time to try them. Perkins, breakfast, dinner, and everything in between.
If you think this is just an ordinary phone, listen to this. It's the latest, and it can put on quite a display with MTS Call Display. It tells you who's calling by showing you the number of the incoming calls. It keeps a record of your incoming calls. It allows you to be prepared and allows you to personalize your greeting.
Hi, Mom. I just knew it was you.
Call Display. One of many MTS calling features. Call it for a free trial. We'll show you what it's all about.
Brian Leach has scored Game 7 of what has been an outstanding Eastern Conference Championship. Nothing decided yet. It is close, very close after 40 minutes. It's 1-0 for the Rangers over the Devils. Rock solid on the New Jersey Devil defense again as Scott Stevens, he takes out Glenn Anderson busting for the net. Scott Stevens and the Devils are down by 1 after 2. Scott, difficult position for you to be in. Your thoughts on the game so far and how it's panned out?
Well, we're playing patient and we're getting our chances. It's just a matter of time. I mean, 1 goal's not a big lead, and we know we can get 1 goal, and we just got to do it in the 3rd period. Just keep playing patient and waiting for opportunities.
We walked by your dressing room before the game started. There was a lot of talk in there. The guys were up, but trying to get themselves up for the game. How do you control emotion in such an emotional situation?
I don't know. It's a good question. Once you get out there and start playing, I think you settle down a lot and get your first hit, or you get some confidence, make a good play, and start skating, and then you forget about everything else, and it's just another hockey game that you have to go out and concentrate on.
Jacques Lemaire and Larry Robinson have been in a lot of Game 7s before. They've won Stanley Cups. What was their message to you before this thing on how you should approach?
Well, they said to go out there and have fun and play relaxed and play the way we've been playing all year, and just work hard for each other. And if we play real well positionally and check well, we'll get our chances, and we have got our chances, and we've got to create a few more in the third.
How about you personally? 16 minutes and 30 seconds. Our producers tell us so far you played in the game more than 19 shifts. Must be taking its toll. Are you getting tired at all as this series pans on?
Actually, I feel pretty good. You know, we play a lot of hockey, but when you're at this point, you forget about that. We're so close, and we want to get this game, and we're all pulling for each other, and there's no time to be tired.
I want to ask you a question about the importance of the game and the overall scheme of things. Do you feel like if you win this game, you can get yourself to a Stanley Cup final, that the New Jersey Devils will win themselves some fans and some loyalty from those fans who will stay with you?
Well, I think we've got a lot of respect. I think you're seeing two of the finest teams in the NHL out there right now, and you know, hopefully we can prevail and come out on top. But I think we've gotten a lot of respect from everyone in the league, and I think we've learned a lot about ourselves. And I think things are going well. We're going to keep going.
All right, Scott. Well, no question you have a lot of respect from everyone in the league, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Scott Stevens of the New Jersey Devils. The Devils are down by 1 after 40 minutes of play. Our next game is Tuesday, game number 1 of the Stanley Cup Championship Series. The Vancouver Canucks, we know, are in there. They will face the new question marks, either the New Jersey Devils or the New York Rangers. After 40 minutes of play, it is 1-0 for the Rangers over the Devils. Coming up next, Rick Lee of the Vancouver Canucks. Our second intermission continues in just a moment.
Thanks. Boy, I needed that.
Wake up to cool, refreshing Skin Bracer.
When you think about fresh taste.
Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Championship struggle continues from Madison Square Garden in New York. 2 periods are done. It's 1-0 Rangers on a goal by Brian Leetch. The Vancouver Canucks open the Stanley Cup Championship Series on Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, coast to coast, and they are still waiting for an opponent, either the New Jersey Devils or the New York Rangers. An interested observer in every way, Rick Lee of the Vancouver Canuck coaching staff. First of all, Rick, what do you see out there in these two teams?
There's a lot of intensity out there, and of course the excitement that the fans are generating. It's an important game for both organizations. Up to this point, it's been pretty even, really.
How about the preparation of the Vancouver Canucks? I know you're telling me that they're coming here tomorrow to the New York area. Don't know who they'll face yet. But how's the preparation been going? How much time did you have off after beating the Leafs?
Well, we've had a couple days off, and we've had some time to give the motors a little rest, but it's hard to prepare. You don't know who to prepare for, so you're doing a double job, and it's kind of a little bit of apprehension on our parts right now, just waiting to see, and no matter who we play, we're going to play a good hockey club.
Everybody talks about how important it is for the Rangers to get in a cup final here. The city of New York wants it. What's the celebration been like in Vancouver? You're going to the Stanley Cup Championship for the second time in your history. What's it like to be in Vancouver?
Well, it's pretty exciting right now. After the game the other night, when we beat the Leafs out, it was quite a scene. There was cars parked all over, people partying and having a good time, and not destructive, mind you, but it was quite nice to see, and it's a long time coming.
All right, Rick Lee, well, congratulations on getting the Stanley Cup final, and thanks for coming in tonight.
My pleasure, thank you.
Rick Lee of the Vancouver Canucks, and the Canucks are going to the Stanley Cup Championship against either the Devils or the Rangers. That is still to be decided after 2 periods of play. 1-0 for the New York Rangers on a goal by Brian Leetch. Our intermission continues in just a moment.
This is your standard living room, seating for 8 with all the comforts of home. Our living room also has seating for 8 with all the comforts of home. The only difference is ours comes with a 4.3-liter V6 engine, standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, a driver's side facial airbag, and the most towing capacity in its class. Introducing the 1994 GMC Safari.
From now on, these will give you the world's closest shave. They're called microfins, and they're only on the new Gillette Sensor XL. These microfins precede the blades. As Sensor XL's spring-mounted blades adjust to your face, these soft, flexible fins gently stretch your skin, so your beard stands up for the closest, most comfortable shave ever. Get closest. Get the new Gillette Sensor XL.
Hi, I'm Art Drysdale, and this is the Garden Claw.
using spades, forks, or cultivators can be back-breaking. The Garden Claw has a patented design that virtually eliminates bending and lifting. Turn the handles and the steel tines corkscrew down into all soils, even clay. It's perfect for mixing in peat and fertilizer, and it's ideal for working around plants and shrubs. The Garden Claw is backed by a 100% guarantee.
Look for this display. Available at Wilco, Zellers, participating Beaver Lumber, and Pro Hardware stores.
Hello?
Mom? It's me.
Hi. How are things?
Fine.
Everything okay?
Uh-huh.
Nobody offers more fiber optic lines than MTS.
Mom?
Oh, I know why you're calling. I can hear the rain.
And clearer lines mean closer ties.
Cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old. Get into the cold.
Welcome back to Madison Square Garden for the third period in Game 7 of this Eastern Conference Championship as the New York Rangers come onto the ice. And as we await the Devils, let's go down and join Scott and Rick.
All right, Chris, thanks very much. 1-0 for the Rangers over the Devils on a goal by Brian Leetch. Rick Bowness, the Devils are now in the hot seat. What should their approach be?
Well, the big decision Jacques Lemaire is going to have to make is how long he's going to continue to play this chip and chase game that they've been playing, or when they're going to have to open it up and go for it and take a few gambles and start bringing their defense up. But right now he's one shot behind. I think he'll be a little bit patient, but he's going to run out of patience because there's no tomorrow for them.
Jacques Lemaire, he will never let a team die. He and Larry Robinson have been to 14 Stanley Cups and won them. Jacques Lemaire is the kind of guy who will tell his team what in the dressing room.
Not to tighten up, to continue to do what they're doing, yet also he'll know. His instincts will tell him when to pull the switch and let the guys go. So he'll have them calm so they're not running around trying to do too much, but he'll also be able to get his message across when it's time to go for it.
What about the Rangers? The Rangers have attacked. Do they continue to do that?
Yes. You can't sit back. They caught the Devils the other night when they sat back on their lead. The Rangers have to continue to play their game, keep the pressure on the New Jersey Devils, and hopefully frustrate the New Jersey Devils. And as long as you're in their zone, you're not in any trouble.
Rick, thanks for your input on all three rounds. You really know this game. Right now, let's send you back up for the third period of Chris, Dick, and John. Guys?
Thank you, Scott. The number 54 keeps popping up. Mike Keenan's team has led after 40 minutes 54 times this year and have lost only once. And the once was Game 1 to Jacques Lemaire's New Jersey Devils. A berth in the Stanley Cup Final could be 20 minutes away for either of these teams. Well, it could be a lot longer night than that, Dick.
Fans are into a standing O routine here, and I think you'd almost like to think this is a salute to both these teams. This is a terrific hockey game on the 27th of May. These are the two top teams in the National Hockey League over the long regular season. 112 points for the New York Rangers, 106 for the New Jersey Devils. And they have continued that degree of excellence through until this nail-biter here tonight at Madison Square Garden. And they deserve a lot of credit for the long haul.
Now look at Mike Richter and all the games he's played this year. After Game 6, there was so much hoopla around Mark Messier that Mike was more or less overlooked. And what an outstanding performance he had in that game.
Messier tried to set the record straight. He said, I wasn't the star of the game. It was our goaltender, Mike Richter. We beg to differ, but they both played critical roles. So here we go, third period. And Messier starts up front with Graves and Kovalev. Ryan Leetch, the goal scorer, with it. And he's been taking off on the offensive all night. Rangers take a change, and it's Scott Stevens up to Lemieux. With Bernie Nichols, Lemieux shot off the stick to Blow and out of play.
Only one goal in the hockey hockey game as we're in the first minute of the third period. Brian Leach just about halfway through the second period. Graves and Messier assisting. The Rangers dominated the second period for the most part. You can see by the shots 11-5.
Mark Messier over 8 minutes a period as Mike Keenan in game 6, especially in the third period, started using Mark Messier more. Brian Leach, 20 shifts, 20 minutes. And Scott Stevens, almost identical to Mark Messier's ice time as Jacques Lemaire has tried to get Stevens out every time Messier's on the ice.
Nichols, McLean, and Richer for New Jersey. Devils have not scored since 17:32 of the first period in Game 6. Zubov ahead, too far for Tikkanen, and will slide the length of the ice. And an icing call against New York.
First time the Rangers have been called for icing in the hockey game.
And they didn't like the call. They thought that Bruce Driver could have played that pass that went astray.
Upon a time, Claude Lemieux scored a series-winning goal in overtime against the Hartford Whalers in 1986 in Montreal that sent them into the Stanley Cup Finals that year against the Calgary Flames.
The Hartford Whalers, one of the candidates for the head coaching job, at least a rumored candidate, is Larry Robinson of the New Jersey Devils.
Third period, and from the face-off, Bushevin can't for the first time, now gets it out, and it's Gilbert on left wing. The Port Credit native off the glass. It's Benisov for New Jersey to Niedermeyer. Long pass, goes by Holik down the ice. It's been a good line for New Jersey tonight as Peluso crashes into Kukovu, but out comes Gilbert. Then Chinov on the move, the pass!
Went right by Bobby Holik, and Holik looked to try and pick off the pass. Holik is trying to come back on Nemchinov. Nemchinov goes right by him, and he doesn't get the pass. The pass comes to Nemchinov on the backhand, and Martin Brodeur keeping his team in this game. Pass on the backhand, Nemchinov chips it through, and it's underneath Brodeur's back leg. Good to be lucky and lucky to be good. Dragged the leg, and Brodeur had it under the pad. I get to pick the Stars again tonight. I know. Already.
Well, the score is your first clue, 1-0. Zubov. That puck through to Brodeur, but there have been a number of great saves. No shortage of scoring chances here.
Mentioning this is the Rangers' 100th game. Coley Campbell, one of their assistant coaches, was talking about that to me before the game. He said, this is our 100th pre-game pep talk. He said, I think most of it went right through them tonight.
And another candidate for the head coaching job in Hartford, we're looking at him, Coley Campbell.
Former Vancouver Canuck.
His name has been mentioned. They talked to Larry. He feels he might need a couple more years under Jacques Lemaire to really become acquainted with the coaching profession.
What an impact Larry Robinson's had, though, on this team. Obviously, most of it on the defensive core, which Neil Smith, the GM of the Rangers, has called the best defense in the National Hockey League. McTavish out there now with Newman for New York. Ken Danico, the driver, and up ahead it goes to Zelepukin. Zelepukin putting it in front. Guerin got a stick on it, and it deflected high off the glass. Guerin behind the goal, pulled down by Zubov. Zubov can't get it off. Guerin puts it in front, and it comes back to Danico. Again, the Rangers allowed to go around the boards to a double. Cleared into the corner. Down after it against McTavish. Zelepukin dumped by Lowe. Guerin after it again. And finally, the Rangers up with it. And they get it to Adam Graves, working against Danico. Graves leads it behind the net. McTavish picks it up, puts it in front, and here comes New Jersey to center. Throw Lemieux is there as well, but up with it come the Rangers. And it's out for Graves and Messier. Graves at center chops it in, and Messier line will head to the bench. Out comes Matteau with Tikkanen and Larmer. And offside is the call. Early here, third period. 1-0 New York.
Today's true performance car is distinguished by many things. Its power, its responsiveness, but most of all, its unmistakable soundness. The Intrepid, a performance sedan that handles the road as well as your family.
Every day at factories like this, products like this motor oil are packaged. Some with the Motomaster Formula 2000 label, some with another famous label. The idea being people pay more for a national brand name. But when you buy Motomaster oil at Canadian Tire, you get national brand quality that costs less. Motomaster Formula 2000 meets the same new SH performance standards, just like Quaker State, Castrol, Valvoline, and other national brands. You simply can't buy a higher-rated motor oil. Motomaster, quality automotive products for a lot less.
Well, this is a familiar picture of Mike Keenan on Hockey Night in Canada, coaching behind the bench. This is the first time we've ever shown you a picture of Mike Keenan, the hockey player, with the Roanoke Valley Rebels of the Southern League in the mid-1970s. They won the championship in 1975. Mike set up the championship-winning goal. The team was coached by Greg Pilling, a buddy of mine in Edmonton. I thank Greg for supplying us with that different look at the hockey career of Mike Keenan.
Tom Chorsky racing in, guaranteed Greg Pilling